Hey guys, my name is Jake, and this is my '07 GT Mustang. So first off, we'll start with the front. So this ain't a mod. This is just something I did to the car when I first bought it. The original owner had let this car sit outside for just a little over 3 or 4 months. And this front bumper here was completely faded. It was all gray. So within the first week, I sent it to a shop and I had this bumper repainted. And at that same time, I had this hood scoop up here. I had it put on. I thought the car looked a little beefy, but I kind of wanted to make it a little more thick looking, if that makes any sense. So I had them paint a hood scoop and a bumper. It only took 1 day, which I thought was pretty nice. I think that cost me around $900 because I did know the guy, so I kind of got lucky with that one. But let's move on to the headlights. So these headlights are like factory style halos. They have a black background. So another thing I did in the front was this little antenna. On other Mustangs, you'll see like 3-foot antennas, and I just didn't like that. So one of the first things I did when I bought the car, like an actual add-on, was getting a shorter antenna. It's nothing special. It's just off of Amazon. It's for about $10. I think it makes the front of the car look a lot better, especially in scenic photos, and it's not taken away from everything else that I've done to the car. So I know you guys can't see me, but another little thing I did was, again, like I said, the original owner let the car sit out in the sun for a really long time. So these right here were all faded, the entire thing. So I had these repainted. These were just repainted on the ground in my garage, just with some like special spray paint. But these were all completely faded, and I could put a photo in there of what they looked like originally, but I think it looks a lot better, and it brings the black throughout the entire car. All right, so moving to the back of the car, which this is my favorite part of the car. This is where I've done my most stuff, and by most I mean like 3 things. There's not a lot I've done to this car. I just haven't had a lot of money. I kind of put it all into buying the car after my other one had a few problems, and I kind of lost all of it on that. But one thing I did add to this car was a GT500 rear spoiler. I bought this off American Muscle for around $250. It came pre-painted. It doesn't say it's paint matched, but if you have a black car from '07, it's paint matched. The black looks the exact same, and I didn't buff it, shine it, do anything to it when I originally bought it. The paint was exactly perfect, but there is a downfall on this thing. Now, if you look really close, you can see where the tape they give you, it just doesn't hold up, and you can hear it pop back up. It's just on the corners. It's not going to fly off. I've tested that. There is 2 screws. One, you do have to replace the screws of the original wing you had on this car if it is stock, but you only replace 2 of the 4 screws. The tape on here is just not very good. I did buy better tape, and I thought that would help. It did not. It's just so hard to keep these wings down because they're perfectly straight across, and the body panel curves at the ends. So if you guys have any ideas or tips on what I should do to keep this down, that would be wonderful. Now moving on to my absolutely favorite part of this car. These are my Raxium V2 taillights. I bought these at the exact same time I bought this wing. I stayed out late last night. I put it all in. And man, I tell you, these taillights, they change your car. As you know, those stock Mustang taillights, while on some cars they do look good, I just thought on my car I wanted something more with depth. And this one, these are all plug and play. So these are sequentials from the box, which I thought was really nice. These are the most beautiful things ever, especially if you have like a high quality camera and you're taking pictures at night. These just look a whole lot better, and it's a lot easier to keep that glare down in your photos. So I realized I forgot to show you what these look like off. I still think they look amazing. They have a little bit of silver here in the middle, and this is where the actual light is. Um, these are awesome, but they are a pain to wash. You kind of have to get in between all of these, and it does collect dust in here. But if you just take a simple, microfiber and you just wipe all that out, I think it looks completely amazing day, night. They look great directly in the sun, out of the sun. Like right now, I'm out of the sun, and this is what they look like. Um, they do look really good, and they are deep lights. I can get half my fingers in there, so they give the back of these cars like a lot more depth, and I think that's really what I needed. So moving to the interior of this car, again, there's not much. Actually, there's not anything at all done to the interior mod wise, but I will explain what I've touched up in here. Um, just to give you some background, I just bought this car 5 months ago, and a month and a half ago I moved to college, so I kind of had to save for that. But hopefully this Christmas, next summer, and the years after I get out of tech school, um, this car will grow. Hopefully this summer a cam will be going in. That'll be something I can make a video on for you guys, either about installing or how it sounds. But let's get to the interior of the car. All right, starting off, I don't want to diss anything in the interior of this car. I know I haven't done anything to it, but these are one of the most gorgeous interiors in a Mustang I can possibly think of. I know it's really basic, and I know some people will really hate on this interior, but I love the simple look. I love all the chrome in here. This is a premium model Mustang, so it did have chrome right here on this panel, but when I bought the car, again, the owner just didn't really take care of it, so I had to switch it out for something I just found on Marketplace, and they're just all black now. But this car does have it does have leather seats. It does have heated seats, which I found was really cool for a 2007. I thought that was awesome. My driver's seat is, you can see it's powered. The passenger seat is not, so my girlfriend doesn't enjoy that, but who cares, really? This car is a 5-speed manual, as you can see. I will say for a starting car, this would have been the best. I love driving manual. I couldn't think of anything better, and I know automatics are faster, and I know I kind of suck at driving it, but it's pretty fun, and I couldn't think of any better way to drive a car, really. My 2000 GT before this was a manual. This is a manual. My dad's Mustang is a manual. It's just kind of how I grew up with my cars, but I guess I can show you guys around in the interior. So with these cars, I didn't find this out until like a week of the ownership, but they do have colored gauge clusters, which I thought was really cool. So I just have mine set at blue, but you can change them however you want. You just got to go into the settings over here and like setup. But that's really cool. If that's something you didn't know about your car, now you do. So this car doesn't come equipped with Bluetooth, but that is something I added to it. Let me show you what I put in. Sorry, it's all dirty in here. But it's just a little Bluetooth plug-in thing right here. Inside your guys' console, there is a little port for it. You plug it in, turn it on, and your Bluetooth will connect. Because as you can see, there's no Bluetooth buttons on this car's radio. But hopefully, like I said, the interior will change. And all of this entire square is going to be turned into a screen. I just kind of want it that way. I do long drives in this car, which I will talk about. But it is really amazing. And the AC in this car is awesome. You have the 4 speeds, and you have all of these over here. You have heat and cold or whatever, but this car cools down amazingly. I know newer cars like my dad's truck doesn't cool down as fast, and the air doesn't blow as hard, but it's really amazing in this car. So if any of you are owners of a 05 through 09 GT, I don't really know past that, but if you guys do own one of those, these fall off really really easily and they'll tear up. I mean, mine is falling off a little bit right there, and that's about most. It looks the exact same on the passenger side, but I feel like for being a car that has 95,000 miles on it and this is not falling off when it's known to, I feel like that's pretty good. I upkeep this car pretty well. I did do a full interior and exterior detail for you guys before I took this video. So if you're wondering if my car just looks this good all the time, it does not. So another thing I should be doing, hopefully not this summer, but it will be next summer, hopefully, because they are pretty expensive, is a carbon fiber steering wheel. I've seen them in other cars. If anybody has any suggestions on which one I should get and where I should get it from, that it doesn't cost $1,300, but that would be something I'd really want. I love the look of the steering wheel. I love the pony on the middle and everything, but I just want something to stand out a little bit more at car shows and meeting up with friends. Also, if you're thinking about buying one of these and you have more than 2 friends that are over 120 pounds, this is probably not for you. The back seat in these cars is really tiny, but they are really comfortable. I've taken friends on our road trips and they didn't really complain other than their head hitting the ceiling, but that's about it. These seats are actually really comfortable for being so old. The only seat that is kind of torn is mine. It just has a little bit of a gap right here in the foam and the leather, and it has the stretch marks on it, but other than that, the seats in this car are just amazing. So I guess the only thing I've changed in the interior of this car is the shifter knob. So usually this would be silver, but mine was falling apart, so these were falling off and this was falling off, so I did replace that. If you count this as interior, I do have a short throw shifter, which if you buy these cars, you're going to need it. The shift throw in these cars is just insanely long, and I needed something a little better for getting on the highway. So something else I wanted to go over inside of this car is the stereo system. It's called the Shaker 500, and I don't know if it just comes with the premium model or the base model with these cars, but it sounds amazing. In your menu, you can go up and turn the bass up, and if you have Spotify and you use the equalizer in there and you turn the bass up, this car thumps a lot. Your subs are going to be way back in the car underneath there. But it has these 2 speakers on the doors, and it has those, has that one. I believe that's it. I don't think there's any in the back, but it does sound really good. So if you guys are worried about buying one of these cars and you're like, oh, I'm going to have to get subs in here, you don't have to really worry about it. It sounds pretty great. If you are really obsessed with it, you can, but it's not something I would put my attention to on these cars. So I'm not afraid to show what's wrong with this car, and which I will do that. So I haven't got around to it, but all my tint is falling off on my driver's window, the passenger window, and on the back of the car, which I will show you. I don't know why this happens to these cars, but I mean, it falls off extensively, and it's pretty bad to look at. Now that's something I can get around. I hate looking at it. I would like to change the tint out, but I would like to make the car look better in other ways, and I'd like to add more performance to this car. So let's move to the engine bay of this car. The engines in these cars they're gorgeous. They're not powerful, they're just gorgeous. This car in particular makes 307 to the wheel, 307. That's not a lot for this brick. It's a brick. I'm not really in it for speed. I'm more in it for, I want to look good in this car and I want it to sound good. If I was in it for speed, I wouldn't have bought a 4.6, I promise you. But it's all I had the money for at the time when I bought my car. you can do stuff to make these cars a lot faster, but there's other cars you can buy that are already as fast without putting in that much money. The only thing I've done maintenance wise to this engine is I've replaced an AC compressor, which that is it's not easy, but saying I know all about AC because I am an HVAC technician, which that's pretty smart. I just knew how to do that, and I knew how to work on the car, so it kind of all came together. I've done the battery. We've all done that, like I said. I've taken the throttle body off. I've taken the intake manifold off. I've taken the entire intake thing off. I've just taken it all off, and I cleaned it all. I made sure everything was looking nice when I first bought the car. Oil changes on these cars are they're the easiest thing ever. You're not reaching up and trying to find it and praying to God. You're like, oh man, where's the oil filter? Or, how am I going to drain this out? You're hitting one line. There's one line down there that you just got to put, maybe a towel over, or I use just a piece of tinfoil and I'll just wrap it over this line that I'm covering. You don't even have to do that. I just like to be clean with my car. But they are really easy in this car, and here in a few videos, or if you guys want it next video, I will show you how to do an oil change. It is fairly easy in this car, especially if you have a lift. That makes it even easier. I do not own a lift. I own jacks. That is it. So I can show you guys how to do that if you would like, if anybody is wondering. These cars, like I said, it's from 2007, so you're still held up by a prop. You can change that out, which I have thought about it. You just, you've seen shocks on a hood. You just put them on the ends of the hood over there. But that's not really something I thought was necessary. I did do it to my red car, my red 2000 GT. But I kind of grew up and grew out of that phase. I just didn't care. I think it looks pretty cool with the prop, and I actually love the look of it. One thing I don't like about these engine bays is the hood liner. I do not like these hood liners. If anybody knows a way to, decorate or do something to this hood liners, even replace it with a cheaper one and have it look a little better and match the car a little more, I would love that. So if you guys could tell me about that, that would be wonderful. But other than that, that's all I have in the engine bay. Oh, I did forget one thing, the serpentine belt. Those are a little weird to take off because I've only taken off ones from this car. That's it. I didn't do my red car. I don't know why I never did it. You do have to take the intake off, and you do have to remove, you don't have to remove, but you have to move hoses out of the way. There's a lot of hoses. I can't explain them all, but you do have to move a lot of stuff out of the way, which I don't know if that was just me or that's everybody else. But other than that, it's easy to take off, and it's easy to put back on. I can do it by myself, and I think that makes a big point because I'm not the best with this car stuff. I'm still really new to it, so if I'm saying any of this stuff wrong, just don't worry about it. I don't know a lot. I don't know everything. I just know a few things about a few things. So another thing on my car is the exhaust. Every Mustang owner knows one of the first things you buy is an exhaust. While I do have stock headers on these cars, if you own one of these and you've looked at your headers and you have more than 80,000 miles on your car, you know that's going to be a pain. This car is currently, and I hate to say it, but it does sound really good, it is catless. There's no cats on this car. They are sitting on my garage floor staring at me and telling me to grow up a little bit. But I won't. So stock headers, it's catless. I did buy an H-pipe. I don't really know where I got it. I just got it from some random website. It was the complete H-pipe that connected to the headers, and it got rid of the cats. $700. Should have thought about that one. Shouldn't have spent that much money on it. But that was 4 months ago. That was younger Jake. He can tell you why he did that. But it is stock headers, catless H-pipe. I did get new over axle pipes for this car because the original owner, like I said, he didn't take good care of it. They were all rusted out. There was holes in the entire thing. There was holes in the cats itself, so I do have a reason for taking the cats off. Um, but there was holes in everything except the headers. That's why I haven't replaced those. But it does look like a pain. But and then my mufflers are another thing I'm embarrassed to say is they're Corsa Extremes. I live 2 hours away from home at college. I drive up to see my girlfriend 6 hours away. I live in Missouri. We are in the salt belt. And if you know from living in the Midwest or anywhere where they put road salt out, rust is a very big thing and very common. So I wanted mufflers that I knew were going to last. I know they're expensive and I know they're loud, but this car had Borla on there, and the original owner said he's only had these on there for about 20,000 miles, and they were rusted. They were completely rusted out, and he lived in Kansas. And it's worse here in Missouri. So I put Corsa on there. It's all stainless steel. They look great. They sound great. They're not too loud. This car it's not like ear-piercing loud, and there's no drone. Surprisingly, there is no drone on this car. I could be doing 85 on a highway just cruising. There is absolutely no drone. I was really surprised by that. The car had a Borla S-Type on here before. That droned a lot. I don't know if it was just this car. If somebody can tell me that their Borlas don't drone and they don't rust, please tell me, because I think in the future I'm going to sell these Corsas and I want to get Borla attacks. I just want to try out a new sound. And I like the muffler tips on Borla better. I think they're a lot thicker and they look a lot better. The Corsa ones are really thin and just really weird, but I think they sound great and look great. I'll throw in a sound clip here for you. So another thing I wanted to add just about this car is its fuel mileage. So I have no idea what my fuel mileage is. I'm assuming it's somewhere around 13 or 14 miles to the gallon. That's not a lot. Like I said, this car is catless. I know that doesn't help at all. Just last weekend, I drove up to Omaha, Nebraska, which is about 6 hours away from where I am. I left from Jefferson City, so that took me about 6 hours with my stops, bathroom breaks, potato. I filled up in the middle of that. I filled up in Jeff City, and I filled up halfway there. So if you guys are thinking about buying this car and you think it's going to have good gas mileage to get you on long trips, it's not. It's really not. But if you're a real car guy, who cares about gas? Gas is just, that's a side thing. Nobody cares about that. I love driving. It's probably my favorite hobby in general. So that's not something I've really let get in the way of me getting on this car, flooring it, just driving it just to drive it. It's never been a problem for me. It's just something that is there and that I do want to warn you guys about these cars, which I will do a full review on the 05 through 09 GT, probably on my next video. It won't be about the mods of my car or anything about my car in specific. I just want to review the 05 through 09. So if you guys are looking for something like that, just keep me updated, or I'll keep you updated, and I will let you know when that video does come out. And I'll do a full review on everything about this car, from the engine to the interior to the exterior, from the lights, the suspension. I'll do everything for you guys. But that's just something I wanted to add. All right. Like I said, I'm going to talk about the things I don't like about this car, because this is a review and there's things I do like and I don't like. And this is not to every 05 to 09. This is just my car. One thing I hate about it is my suspension and wheels. I will admit that. I completely hate how the stock height just looks like a monster truck. That's not good. I will change that eventually. I will get coilovers, but I will put wheels on the car before I get coilovers. These wheels right here, I don't know exactly what year of Mustang they're from. Maybe they're like a 2016, 17 Mustang. It's just, I hate these wheels. This is my best looking wheel on the car. That's why I'm showing you guys this one, is because I'm so embarrassed. I don't want to show you the other ones. But on the other ones, the black paint on here is just chipping away. I hate these wheels. I want completely silver ones with a black car. I thought about black, and I grew up. I really just want just all silver wheels. And the site I use, American Muscle, which I know a few of you guys probably use American Muscle too, but I'm trying to buy just American Muscle brand wheels, the silver ones. I don't have enough money to buy, ESR wheels, or I don't know that many wheel brands. I'm not a big wheel guy yet, but I just want something affordable and something that can be delivered to my house. And American Muscle does this thing where they balance it for you. So I can buy 4 tires completely mounted and balanced, and they show up at my doorstep, and all I do is put them on. The tires on these these are really good. I'd never heard of these, to be honest with you, but if you guys can read that name, which I'll actually show you. You guys can read this name, and if you guys are thinking about buying tires, these are good. These, the guy I bought it from said he's had these tires on here for, I don't know, just a few years. But, I mean, he really didn't drive it. He just kind of let it sit. But these are great tires. If you're ever trying to take off anywhere and you want a little bit of a noise, these are perfect. These have that little screeching sound when you're going fast. There's no going fast in this car, but it is what it is. But these are really good. My front passenger one has a small leak, and it takes a few weeks for it to go down any sort of PSI. But hopefully soon, hopefully for Christmas, cross your fingers, I'll be getting new wheels. That would be amazing, and I'll make a video about those for you. Like I said, I will be getting coilovers, and I hopefully should be dropping it all the way down. A weird thing about these cars is you have to get a new panhard bar. Handhold bar. I don't know how to say that, but there's a bar on these wheels, and you got to replace that if you want to lower it any bit. And of course, I got to do that. But hopefully this Christmas I'll be having just new wheels. I can't promise you coilovers within a year. I can't. I just can't. Now, if I wasn't a perfectionist, I would just get racing springs and drop it 1.5 inches. But if I buy something, I want it to be pretty much forever, and I don't want to change it. So I want to get coilovers just so I know I'm happy with it. So something I wanted to brag about on this car is my paint. The paint on these cars, it looks really good for them being so old. But like I said, I did a full interior and exterior detail on this car just yesterday night before right when I got back from college for the weekend. But the paint on this car is just absolutely gorgeous. There is touch-ups, and I'm not afraid to show them. One of them's right there, and you can see it. It really stands out. But there's my phone stand, so you can see how clear this paint really is. But it does look really good, and like I said, it matches with this GT500 wing. You can't even tell there's a difference. I mean, there's the line where the wing starts, but that is really about it. It looks really well. Like I said, there's a lot of things on here, like, for a 95,000 mile car, there's going to be rock chips. But this bumper I've had on since I've had it, and I put at least 11,000 miles on it, and there is small rock chips that I touched up today, like that one right there. That one, I can't get them all out, but as you can see, there's little rock chips on here. But if you have a good touch-up pen and a lot of time on your hands, I feel like this is awesome. I will never buy another black car. It is really hard to keep black paint very clean, and you can see everything like it. And like you could see all those rock chips. Yeah, I can too, and I'm a very big perfectionist with my car, so it's really hard to look at those and just kind of ignore them. But One thing I have in my car, and if anybody knows how to get these out, is a door ding. I had a kid in a white BMW who was mad at me, slammed his door into my car, and put not one, but 3 dents in my car. There is one right there. There's that one, and then there is one on the fender somewhere along the liner. Here it is right there. But he thought it was funny. He slammed his door into me, hit his license plate, and drove off. So I never really found that. So if anybody knows any good way of getting out dents that lives in Missouri, and you know any places that are good at getting those out, please let me know. So thank you guys for watching this video today. I really appreciate it if you made it this far in the video. For anybody that follows my Instagram or TikTok, I really appreciate you guys coming over to this platform and watching my first YouTube video about my car. This is really special to me. I've always been interested in doing this kind of stuff, but I am very nervous in talking in front of people. So if I messed up any words today or missaid anything or just did anything wrong, I just don't mind that. If I'm not looking at the camera, don't mind that. Like I said, this is my first time doing a face-to-face camera thing. I'm looking at myself in the camera. I'm not staring off into space, I promise you. I know a lot of people are going to say stuff about that. I'm going to hear about that later. I know that. But if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns about this video, my car, or anything I should do differently, please just let me know. This is a learning experience for me. Hopefully I inspire some of you guys to create your own content about your car and to let other people know what your journey's been like. So that'll be it for today. You all have a wonderful day.